Hello and welcome to When They Popped. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Mary, and today we have a returning guest and one of our all-time favorites. The legend, the man, the myth himself, Ryan Cabrera is back. If you haven't listened to our first episode with Ryan, go back and do that immediately because it's a great one. Ryan's been busy since we last spoke. His new single, Just Fell in Love, dropped recently. He's been out on Pop 2000's tour, and today we're getting his take on some of the greatest Y2K ballads of all time. Very exciting stuff. Ryan, welcome back to When They Popped.
I made it back. I got invited back. This is great.
Open invite, always for you.
I love it. Sweet. Thank you. I love ballads, so I'm in the right place.
You are in a safe space. Well, before we get started, Ryan, we had to tell you, we just happened to be in the same place at the same time as you. We were at Sphere seeing Backstreet Boys a few weekends ago, and you got a birthday shout out from AJ McLean. How was that?
Nice. The show was it was kind of like a tradition now at this point because last year we did like a little golf trip, and then it just happened to be my birthday. They just happened to be performing. Brought some friends, did that, and then again this year he was like, "All right, I'm doing more shows." I'm like, "Well, that's the birthday weekend golf trip again." So we got to play some golf, and then do the show, and then play again. It was a blast.
Amazing. You got a shout out at the Sphere. That must have been a little surreal also. Everyone we were in the pit and everyone turns around and they're like, "Where's Ryan?"
Yeah, it was fun with my wife. And it was actually, I got to bring Hendrix. So it was the best part, getting to see her, obviously the visuals of that show are insane. I don't even think she knows that there was a band performing. She just thinks she was in a 2-hour movie with a lot of awesome music. So that was the best part for me.
Well, what a special memory. Now, let's talk about you. Just Fell in Love, just dropped in May. This is such a fun bop. It has retro vibes, maybe. I was lucky.
Very, very that thing you do, Grease kind of was the vibe that we were on this one. But that's kind of what's fun about this day and age of music is there's no, all right, your sound is supposed to be like this. So you can this doesn't make sense. That sounds like a 50s throwback. It's all right, well, no, this is just meant to be fun and just a cheeky, love song, but with kind of a throwback vibe because I love some of those old movies and kind of paying showing a little love to that time period.
Yeah. So is that kind of what inspired you to go down that avenue? Just the love for the oldies, the olden days?
Yeah, there was that. I was watching a lot of that thing you do at the time. And I'm like, all right, I was going to write something that's kind of that kind of throwback vibe, and that's kind of what inspired it.
Well, it was awesome. I was at the Pop 2000 show in Tampa, and I think it was maybe the day it came out or the day after it came out and you performed it. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I think those were the first times I ever played it live. Was it Busch Gardens?
It was Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this part of a bigger body of work? Are you releasing more singles? What can we expect?
Yeah, so what was going to be just an EP, which was usually 4 or 5 songs, as now we've just decided is actually an album because I played it for my wife. She's like, wait, there's 10 songs on here. I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? She's like, that's an album. I was like, it's an EP. She goes, no, that's an album. So I was like, okay, I guess we're going to just put out an album then. So it's fun because it's just kind of all over the place. Every song is different from the song before, and there's a lot of features. And I did a duet with a buddy of mine in Spanish, so there's a little Latin flair at one point. Then there's some ballads, and then there's a couple songs that people are gonna be like, "What the hell is this?" But hopefully in a good way, which I think is the beauty of music now is that you can just be eclectic and kind of be all over the place.
That's incredible. We're so excited for this. Any insight in when we can expect that timeline, anything like that?
We're hoping in September. The goal is September, but usually when you have the goal, you're trying to get it all done before then, and then it's okay, well, maybe we have to push it back a week. But I think right now, maybe the third week of September is when we're loosely looking. So coming up.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to have you back to go through every single track on this album when it comes out.
That would be hilarious. Okay, what were you thinking when you wrote this one? Because I just listened to the last song, and this is so different. And I think the point of this album for me was, a song for a different occasion. There's the songs, okay, when you just want to chill, songs when you want to party, songs when you just, you want to hear a romantic song. So I think there's a little something for everybody, but it's also cohesive at the same time. When you write all the music, it's still yours, but just with different inspirations.
I love that. One for a different mood, for a different day. We need that diversity in our music.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're looking backwards a little bit here, but we were so excited about the On the Way Down 20th anniversary release in 2025. And this was a boy band lover's dream. You had AJ, Joey, Drake Bell, Walk the Moon, Taylor Hanson, Nash, Overstreak, all on one track.
Yeah.
How did you come up with this amazing idea?
Well, what happened was we were trying to like repackage like this song, like just like, okay, how do we do this kind of in a new, fresh way? And then I kind of got stuck in a spot, and I just so happened to be talking to Nick like in that moment about something else. And I was like, dude, are you in LA right now? He's like, yeah. I was like, you want to come by the studio? Because I'm stuck. I'm like, we've done like 6 different versions of this and none of them are right. And so he's like, sure. And so he stopped by and he sang this one bit. And I was like, dude, that's really cool. I was like, can we use that? Whatever is like the opening bit. And that's kind of what inspired the production. And then at that point, I was like, okay, well, Nick's now on it. And then he walked to the moon it, so it like he took a song that was, already out and melodies that have already been done and kind of made his own vibe with it. So I was like, that would be kind of cool if I get just a bunch of friends who, I love their vibes. I'm like, hey, do what you would do to this song. Like, how would you do it? Like, don't, try to recreate it. And that was kind of what formed that and just started. I was like, all right, cool.
You like assembled a pop boy band like supergroup. It was pretty incredible.
We were all on TRL at one point. We would shut it down.
Absolutely. Any like fun stories or memories from this collaboration when it came together that you can share?
All just getting to hear like people who they're friends, but at the same time, like I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of all my friends, and loved getting to hear like their voices on this. Like watching me and AJ had golfed like during the day, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing after this? And he's like, oh, I got to do this. I was like, well, I'm headed to the studio. You want to come lay some vocals down? He's like, yeah, sure. He hears it like one time. He's like, all right, let me AJ this. And then he just goes nuts. And then Joey's like recording it in his phone and stuff and sending it over. So it was a fun collaboration.
That's incredible. We loved it as fans. Such a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, you're still out on Pop 2000's tour. Hopefully the tour that will never end, because we can never get enough of this tour.
But it seems like and more and more fun, just so when we think like, okay, what else can we do? Someone has an idea, and we are now in year 9, I believe. So, and already booking into next year. So it'll be year 10.
Thank God. So what does life on the road look like for you now as a husband and a father? And, at this point in your career,
everybody's just trying to figure out how to sleep. Everyone's in the dressing room just like out.
So sleep is a priority.
Is it crazy? Is it wild back there? What are y'all doing? It's like everyone's just trying to nap.
Oh my God. So sleep is in, is what you're telling me.
Sleep is in.
You're going to be on the boy band cruise too, right?
We are, yeah.
Is this the first cruise you've been a part of? Like, what are you most excited for with this?
It's not the first cruise I've been a part of. My first cruise I ever did was with Lance Bass. So it was like Lance Bass and Friends Dirty Pop Cruise. And so like, that was a blast. Then we did it a second year. Then we did it a third year. And then eventually, when he slowed down on the road and, had kids and stuff, it turned into my own cruise. So I was doing like a Ryan Cabrera and Friends cruise, similar to, it's just 6 different artists, all performing on the boat. You get, there's like special fun, like there's like karaoke nights, like trivia nights, and my drummer's DJing, I'm DJing. So there'll be after parties, and it's just like a moving home of boy band pop music love.
Oh my God.
We're so excited.
We're going to be there.
Oh, nice.
We're hosting like a TRL night or something.
Oh,
it's going to be so fun. We can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like you're going to get really into the theme nights also. Am I right in assuming
100%.
that?
Oh, yep.
Can't wait. We're so excited. Well, Ryan, let's talk about ballads.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware, but you wrote and performed some of the best ballads of our generation. True. I mean, this song was in our AIM away messages. Some lucky people may have even gotten a yearbook quote of this song dedicated to them. And every time we post about this song, it gets so much love. And everyone is like, I listen to this all the time. It's my number 1 on Spotify. Like
I love that.
It has stood the test of time. And in our last episode we recorded together, we only briefly touched on some of your incredible ballads. So we want to revisit them, and also some of the best ballads of the late 90s and early 2000s. But first we want to know what goes into the making a ballad. What is your process? Do you sit down and you're like, ooh, I'm going to make some girls yearn right now? Like what is the step-by-step recipe?
I think it's just really fun to write a love song, and I think obviously the core and the key to it is being vulnerable, and obviously as a male singer songwriter at the time, like it wasn't like the coolest thing to be like a vulnerable guy, singing a love song, but I didn't care. But I think that's what it like kind of makes a great ballad, is that vulnerability and just being honest and saying like, maybe I don't have all the answers or I don't know everything, but sure as hell we'll try, to do whatever I got to do. So that was kind of where my mindset was. Like with True, it was a song that was allowing to be like, I'm weak, like because I'm so in love with you, and like I'll admit that. And that was, I think, why maybe that song was so important. I remember it wasn't even Johnny Resnick didn't even want it to be a ballad, because he's like, no, you can't just do an acoustic guitar and strings and vocals and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, no, that's what this song is. It's falsetto and it's just broken down. And at the time, radio wasn't really playing anything like that. So we got lucky and we stuck with it. And it was ended up being my biggest song.
And one that we love today. When you are writing a ballad and you're getting into this like vulnerable place, what do you do to get into that headspace? Like, do you need to watch a sad movie? Do you look out a car window when it's raining, like wistfully, like pretending you're in a music video? Like, how do you access that part of yourself?
Get a nice glass of wine, get a little tipsy, and then just let it loose.
I love it. It's like a drunk text, but in a song.
But in a notepad, and then forever recorded. For everyone here.
No regrets here. No regrets. Can you think of like a Y2K ballad that you would love to cover one day, or one that stands out to you?
Now, John Mayer Daughters, it's a ballad. I mean, it's not necessarily like a specific like love song with a girl, but just like, that kind of sentiment, being a father, something like that is obviously going to hit me hard. It's a ballad that me and my wife can't stop listening to, which it's on the Millennium 2.0 Backstreet Boys song, is Hey.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that ballad is like, and I think Andy Grammer is like one of the writers of that song too, which is incredible because I love Andy. So I mean, it's a Y2K band performing a newer ballad. And I'm like, dang, that ballad just hit me hard. But back then, what else was like the jam love songs? Like, I think I'm With You, like, is by Avril, is considered a ballad. That one hits you hard.
Lauren Christie in The Matrix wrote that one with her.
Yep. Obviously, any of the NSYNC ballads, of course. This I Promise You. Oh my God.
God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You. Wow. That one hit real hard for us.
So good. I love me a good ballad. Jessica Simpson has some great ballads too.
Shout out to Jess. Great call out.
I love you forever. This is how I
Oh my God, of course. That is a hard song to sing.
Oh, she sings her ass.
She's amazing. We still love Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Damn straight. Well, those were some great ones that you just threw off, like right off the cuff there. I'm very impressed. We're going to throw some at you right now and get your takes. Like, how do you feel about these ballads? It's a diverse group. First one we have Creed with Arms Wide Open.
Okay, so obviously that's going to be controversial because there's, not in like a weird way, but there's usually people either love and are obsessed and it's like, this is the greatest thing that's ever lived, or like, this is absolutely awful. What were you thinking? Back then wasn't really my style, wasn't my jam, but I have a lot more appreciation for it now in my wiser years to where I can hear something like that and be like, okay, obviously a great ballad, but like then back when it was coming out, it wasn't really my thing.
Mine neither. We did a little research. Apparently the song was written in just 15 minutes during a sound check. So we've got to ask you, like, what's the most unexpected place you've ever written a song?
Oh, well, I'll admit something. I would practice a lot, and Tina Simpson will account for this because she's told the stories before, so I could, I guess, talk about it too. When I moved in with the Simpson family back in like the early 2000s, my bathroom wall was shared. The other side of that wall was Joe and Tina's room. So I would play and write songs and kind of just practice whatever in the bathroom. Not even sometimes, just because I was going to the bathroom, but like the acoustics sounded good in there because it like reverberated, It had that like natural reverb. And so in my bathroom was probably the weirdest place. And then I would hear like a knock knock and she's like, oh, I like that one. I'm like, wait, what? Are you listening to me?
It's so funny. At least she was supportive and not like pipe down in there.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of that too, but
That's so funny.
I'd write a good song for her to be okay.
So the next one is Hoobastank, The Reason.
Okay. Again, I mean, obviously it's a classic song. At the time, again, it wasn't like my style of what I was listening to, but now it's almost the same where I can listen back and be like, okay, obviously that's a brilliant song. There's no denying that. It wasn't really like what I would put on, at the time, but still I can appreciate it.
We just couldn't go anywhere in 2004 without hearing The Reason.
Of course,
And
obviously.
we read that they kind of were at odds with their label for what their lead single off their album should be. And the band pushed back. They didn't want it to be The Reason. But then eventually, obviously, they released it as a single.
A rock band, right? I think were they more of a rock band? It was like,
Yes. They were like, we don't want it to be a ballad. Like, that's lame. And
Right.
then obviously it became one of their
We need a pop.
biggest songs. Exactly. So how do you pick which songs should become a single? What's your process?
Well, I mean, obviously that changes over the years. It depends on, a record label is going to have a lot of their input, and then you're going to have your input, and a lot of times you don't agree on that because they might be thinking for a different reason. It's like, okay, well, here's what will sell versus like, for us as writers, we kind of go the more artistic route. But now it's basically, I just play everything for my wife, and then because she'll give me the honest opinion. She'll be like, yeah, I don't like that. If I play it for, kind of other people, they may just be like, oh, no, I really like that. And then who knows if that's actually good or not. So I run everything by Lex. And then once I get her opinion, then I can kind of judge based on that. If she don't like it, then it's probably not going to be a single.
Woman's intuition is never wrong. The voice of the people. Are there any songs in your catalog that you wish, looking back, were released as a single?
If we're talking ballads, there was a song called Cheese, which is on the very first album, which was like the dark horse. It was a very, very ballady, but not very top 40 radio, maybe. I don't know. But I think that song was one that a lot of people like later would have been like, that's my, like I'll never forget Kelly Clarkson telling me on New Year's Eve, like, your song Cheese is like one of my favorite songs. And I'm like, oh, really? I was like, that wasn't even like that much on my radar. And then I started to go back, and then other people came on. They're like, dude, there's one song called Cheese. You never play it live. I was like, yeah, because that one still it would get to me. And I did it live a couple times, but still made me emotional and stuff,
Oh my God. No, there's some songs that I can't listen to. And I didn't write them but they're just it's too.
Get you.
They're too heavy. Yeah, they get you. I don't know what it is. Okay, Ryan, I think you're maybe going to like this one. Let's see.
Okay.
The next one we have is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's one of the greatest written songs of all time. Now that is right up my alley. That's exactly what I was listening to at the time, which is why, Johnny was like my hero person to get to work with. So definitely top 5, probably greatest ballads of all time.
A generational power ballad, like a career-defining power ballad. Besides your obvious classics like On the Way Down, True, like which song in your catalog resonates the most with you and that you feel like is one of your songs that you're most proud of?
Oh, well, now it's a song called Worth It. So it was a song that, it was right when I met my wife, and I had not had any like true like inspiration of things to really write about other than maybe writing for other people and stuff. So that was like the first time I was like, wait, I have something to write about. And I went in the studio and I just started going. And then we came up with that song, and that's still like melodically and production wise and just the whole vibe of it, what it's about. The vocal on there like is still like for me like one of my proudest songs. And then there's another one called I See Love, which never really, I don't even think it made out. It wasn't even on an album. It was just kind of one that we threw out there. But I think that still to me is like, okay, I would actually listen to that song.
Yeah. Incredible.
All right, the next one. This one was so iconic because it got so popular because of a TV show at the time, Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol.
Yes. Oh, I still remember exactly where I was like the first time I heard that song. And those certain songs where you remember like the smell of what it was like when you remember where you were, what it feels like. You're in that like time period. It brings you right back to where you were in that moment. That is that song for me. for sure. The second you hear those notes, you're like, oh, I know exactly where I was.
Ah, we love that song too. I was in my basement watching Grey's Anatomy crying into like the futon because
I was
someone.
on a trampoline laying in the
Wow.
middle of the night with like the stars out and just looking up at the stars on this trampoline. And that song came on. I was like, what is this? And God, I wish I wrote it.
That's like a music video right there. A music video treatment.
Yeah.
If I lay here, if I just lay here,
Yeah.
you're like,
Well, yeah, right, exactly.
that's iconic. So has kind of a funny story behind it, why it's called Chasing Cars. We learned that the phrase chasing cars came from Snow Patrol lead singer Gary Lightbody's father, actually. Apparently, Gary's dad noticed that Gary had a crush that was unreciprocated. And he told Gary, you're like a dog chasing a car. You'll never catch it and you wouldn't know what to do with it if you did.
His dad told him that?
Apparently,
Yes,
and that's what inspired this song.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. Inspired the song, but hey, that's still kind of messed up.
This is what the World Wide Web says, so who knows
Okay, yeah.
how accurate it is.
We'll
Maybe
see.
we need Gary to join the
We'll
podcast.
never get her.
But I'm curious, so many ballads come from a place of hurt and from yearning. So we're curious for your take. Do you think the best ballads come from unrequited love or a healthy, balanced relationship?
Gosh, I don't know. I think there's room for both. Because, like I said, with my ballads, obviously She's is a song about hurt and pain. But the whole point of a ballad is to obviously make you feel or emote something, whether it be sadness or joy or longing. So as long as you're feeling something, there's no really right or wrong answer in which one would be better. Depends what vibe you're in. Sometimes you just want to be sad. I'm not like looking for it, but there's times when you're just like, you know what? It's okay to allow myself to be sad and listen to some music that, gets you there. And then you get over it and you go, all right, I'm done being sad now. And I'm, whatever. Or, obviously everybody's different. So people feel things differently, but I think there's a place for the sad ones. And there's a place for the happy, hopeful ones. That is the beauty of music.
Ryan, I feel so seen because I feel like I just will have days where I'm like, I need to just listen to like my sad playlist, like my emo playlist. And then it's just like, and then I get through it. And I just thought I was weird, but it sounds like that's a thing.
That's what music is for.
Amazing. Okay. Next one. How about Collide by Howie Day?
So good. Another one where I'm like, damn it, Howie. And he's a buddy of mine. Him and Kevin Griffin wrote that song. And I was like, dang it. Why didn't I write that?
That's a good one. I read it in an interview by, as you said, was Kevin Griffin. Is that?
Yeah.
I read he did an interview and it said it was inspired by Bruce Springsteen's Secret Garden. So what I want to ask you is when you're creating, like, do you find yourself looking to any specific songwriters or musicians for inspiration?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes you can't even like help it. And you don't realize till after you wrote it, you're like, because somebody will bring it up and be like, oh, that's very blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, damn, I didn't even realize that I was doing that. But yeah, shit, it is. So there's certain people that, like, obviously, Bruce Payne inspiration. You're like, okay, I didn't even realize that it was that. But there's also times when you're consciously doing it and you're going, I want to give this, if you're stuck on something and you go, all right, what would Johnny Reza do? Or what would Dave Matthews do? What would Rob Thomas do in this situation? And you're not trying to be them or copy them, but you're just going, oh, that's so Bruce right there. I love it, and that's cool. But I think we all can't help that we are inspired and take the people before us who we love and kind of try to, put our own spin on certain things like that.
We love it. Okay, the next one is Here Without You, Three Doors Down.
Okay, so that's going to be in that same lane as the first one, where I can appreciate it now, but it wasn't really what I was listening to. Just for me personally, it wasn't one of my favorites at the time.
So I totally get that. Again, this was one that we just couldn't escape from, but it only peaked at number 5 on the charts, which I feel like.
But everybody knows it. Everyone's heard it a million times. So the number doesn't even matter. I
was shocked by that. It was criminal. It feels like underrated.
Yeah, those are in the lane of the Nickelback one, the I Miss You.
I loved you.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
At the time, it wasn't what I was listening to, but then now I can hear it back and be like, okay, that's a good song.
It's nostalgic. It brings us back. This is a song that kind of gets us in our feels. What is a song that you play or listen to when you want to be into your feelings and lean into the emo?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's a tough one. Let's see. What gets the email? Well, I don't know. There's a lot of like Jeff Buckley stuff. Like if I'm getting real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like if you sit down, just headphones and zone out the world, anything with him and his voice, that does it for me.
That's a good one. I think that's like the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the top of the pyramid of the emo songs.
His vocal gets me.
All right, the last one that I have for you, Ryan, is You're Beautiful, James Blunt.
You're beautiful. With another man. Really fun to do karaoke, by the way. We loved doing James at the time. He was a label mate. But okay, I liked the second single he had better. But that was just me. And it was, what was that?
Now I'm looking.
Yeah, you gotta look it up now. Lexi! What's the...
She knows, I'm sure.
Oh, it's a lot, but like there was another song that
Goodbye, My Lover.
Oh, Goodbye, My Lover. Yeah. Bye, my lover. Bye, my friend. You have been the one. Yeah, I love that song.
So sad.
So sad. Apparently, You're Beautiful is an autobiographical song. James Blunt ran into an ex-girlfriend on the London Tube and saw that she was with a new boyfriend. They locked eyes. Then he went home and he wrote this song in 2 minutes. Can you tell us about a song maybe that you pulled together pretty quickly?
On that first album, I mean, True took like 3 weeks. So I wish I had, like, I've heard those stories where they're like, oh, dude, it came out. And like that one, True took me like literally 3 weeks to finish because it just wasn't right. But I mean, not really. I never really had anything like just be like instant. Me and Johnny Resnick wrote a song called Illusions pretty fast. He was just like, untune all the strings. And I was like, all right. So I started untuning all my strings. And he's like, all right, I'll just play something. So I just started playing something. The next thing I know, we're recording stuff. So he works pretty quick. So if I had to say there's a song called Illusions on my first album that me and Resnick did, we wrote pretty fast.
Ooh, love that. Okay, our last one, while we're talking about beautiful things, we had to include Christina Aguilera's Beautiful.
Is that Linda Perry?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah. Obviously a genius, brilliant song. You know, this could be probably very unpopular opinion, but Christina is not like my favorite vocal. That's just my own personal taste. Like I'm more of like I love Pink's voice.
Ooh.
Like her voice gets me. But the song itself, I think, is genius. You know what? And she was the perfect voice probably for that song. I don't know if I could really hear anybody else doing it. I probably could, but yeah, I would say it's like in the middle for me.
Yeah,
song brilliant. Not my favorite voice.
Fair.
It's funny that you say you love Pink because Linda Perry apparently brought this to Pink first.
Oh, really?
The song. Yeah.
That wasn't her vibe yet.
And then she brought it to Christina. So your finger's right on the pulse there, Ryan. You knew something was going on here.
So that girl can sing the phone, but obviously so can Christina.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know that. She can sing her ace off. But just tonally wise, Pink's voice for me is...
Her ballad, what is it? Who Knew? That one is like a tearjerker.
Yeah.
And she's like doing acrobatics in the sky while she sings them. And it's like, are you a real human? This is crazy.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, those were the ballads we had for you, Ryan. Thank you so much for going through any that we missed that you're like, how could you have not brought this up?
Ooh. Well, I mean, you hit some really good ones. I love Collide. What did did Gavin have any ballads? What was Gavin?
Ooh, Chariot.
Ballads, whatever. Because Gavin's like,
Follow Through. Would that be considered a ballad?
That could be considered. But yeah, I love his voice. So any ballad by Gavin would be amazing.
Oh, love him. So Ryan, anything else that's coming up for you aside from your new album that we could be looking forward to?
So I get to talk about it and say, look, it's actually going to be an album. So we'll be doing a new album hopefully in September, and then Pop 2K tour. We'll see you on the boy band tour.
We'll see you on the cruise.
Oh, the cruise? Yeah, the boy band cruise.
We can't wait. Will you be, well, maybe it's too soon to tell, but do you think you'll tour with your new album? Will there be any tour dates?
So. I don't know, but because we're just having so much fun on the Pop 2K tour. But I sprinkle them in. So as you know, like, so we each show would do like something different. So we still do, throwback stuff. Still do stuff from the old album, but I will be probably every night doing a different song from the new album just to keep testing them out and seeing, kind of what's what.
Yeah.
Love it. We've been loving the medleys that you've been doing too, of all the
nice.
90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
I was actually at your birthday show, your real one on Hyannis with the rain delay.
Oh my gosh.
The crazy drama show.
Oh, it was crazy. We're just still on the back like, are we going to get to play a show?
It was
I was already
fun,
done
though.
though, so I was good. I was like, sorry
Yeah,
guys.
you were done. You were like, bye, BB Max. Sorry that your set got interrupted. But your medley, everyone is like on their feet and they're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So
Thank you.
kudos to you for bringing it every night at Pop 2000s. We can't wait to see you on your next tourist stop and on the boy band cruise. And thank you so much for joining us again on Monday Pop.
Thank you for having me as always.
Of course. We hope you'll come back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. A listening party for your new album.
Okay, cool. I'll see y'all soon then.
Love it. That was our conversation with Ryan Cabrera, two-time When They Popped alum. How exciting to have him back. I cannot wait for this album there.
BFF of the pod. So excited to support him and, see him on the road. And see him at another show in November, on the cruise in November. Like, Kelsey, you can attest because you're a part of this story, but we show out for Ryan at his shows.
Okay, I gotta say something to all the Pop 2000 attendees who don't stand for Ryan's set. You're our enemy. We can't be friends. You have to stand while Ryan is performing. He and DJ Tommy Carlucci are so high energy. He sounds amazing. You will catch us standing the entire set, putting our hands in the air.
I kind of give stink eye to people that aren't. I'm getting a little salty about it. So
he's not a warm-up. He is the main attraction.
The Ryan Cabrera.
You should be so lucky.
In our headphones, on our TVs.
So
wake up. That's all I have to say.
Wake up, wake up.
Oh, speaking of waking up, Kelsey went and saw Hilary Duff this weekend. And if you are on our social media, you will see that she had a pretty incredible outfit with her friend Shelby, being Lizzie and Isabella from the Lizzie McGuire movie. Kelsey, what are the highlights? Take us through it.
You guys, this was the best vibes at a concert I've ever experienced in my entire life. Everyone was in such a good mood. Everyone was so complimentary of everyone's outfits. Everyone's outfits were insanely detailed. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of even what my favorite one was, but everywhere I looked, I saw an outfit I loved more. There were a lot of cartoon Lizzies. And even though there were multiple of them, I have to say, that's just my favorite look. I love the thick orange sandals, the blue capris, and the pink tank. Some really fun twists on the Y2K 2001, 2002 Lizzie McGuire aesthetic. Just immaculate vibes all around. She sounded really good. I definitely feel like there's a heavy backing vocal happening, but when I was watching back some of my videos, I was like, oh, I can definitely tell she's singing live. I hear her.
That was my question, because a lot of the things I see is she sounds identical to the record almost.
So during Beat of My Heart, which I think I tried to sing that during karaoke and I was like, I can't. Her songs are really hard to sing because the register is so high. Mm-hmm. And as you get older, your voice changes and goes lower. So even Wake Up, wake up, that is a lot of up and down, up and down. So there's definitely backing vocals happening, but she's definitely singing and
good.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Her choreo is so cute and so fun. She does this cute little thing where she tries a local cuisine in the middle of every show. She tried clam chowder and munchkin donuts from Dunkin' Donuts at our show, which was just a cute little moment. I don't know. I feel when she addresses the crowd, it really doesn't feel as scripted as when they're talk here, talk here. Yeah. She just seems like a woman who is coming back after a 20-year-long hiatus, who's amazed that people care about her as much as we do. She seems truly bewildered that we all ride as hard as we do for her. And it's you're Hilary Duff. Of course we do.
Incredible. What was your favorite song to see her perform?
Wake Up. I love Wake Up. Wake Up was so amazing. And then she did the math, which everyone was shocked by because she did it at MSG as a one-time thing and everyone freaked out. So she brought the math back. And then obviously What Dreams Are Made Of is it's just so girly pop. But I have to say, her new songs made me really emotional because I
Yeah.
think as like a woman in our mid-30s,
Yeah.
we're going through weird life changes right now. And like, I don't know if I'm having like an existential crisis or whatever, but all the things that I'm feeling and thinking about late at night, Hillary put into words in her latest album, like Adult Size Medium, the 20-year-old me is still in here. Like all of those topics about getting older and being married and what the future looks like. It's so poignant. And she did such a beautiful job encapsulating the anxieties of being a 30-something-year-old woman in today's day and age. And I've been listening to her album nonstop since it came out, but being there around other 30-somethings and we're all kind of like holding hands in this moment was very emotional, I gotta say. It was a lovely, lovely concert experience. And even like going to the car after the concert, everyone was lovely. Like normally that's when everyone's like pissed off. You kind of have to pee, you're hungry, you're dehydrated, you're hot, and you're just rushing back to your car. You want to go home. There was no weirdness or like everyone was just so happy. I've never really had a concert experience like that.
Usually I'm like, get out of the way. I need to get home.
It was so amazing. And we had amazing seats. It was all just 10 out of 10. A lovely experience. If you have the opportunity to see Hilary Duff, I cannot recommend it enough. Not just because she's an amazing performer and her songs are the soundtrack of our life, but the crowd was just absolutely lovely.
Also, did you see friend of the pod, Jessie Chambliss, was chosen as a With Love girlie?
Stop it! Oh my God, I haven't seen that. Did he do VIP?
So she picks from
She
the
picked
VIP.
from the VIP, yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw there are a lot of people with hands around us, and I heard the rumblings that she picks like from the VIP section.
Apparently she makes you like, she's like, okay, like who knows the dance? And like, so you can
She
like,
vets them.
yes. And so you kind of do like an audition as like a group, like, and then some people get like flagged at that time. And he wasn't flagged at that time. And he got like, he was told about it like right in the moment, which was super exciting and overwhelming. But like other people were told in that moment that they were picked. So yeah.
It's kind of nice that he didn't have to like worry about it.
Yeah, because he would have had like, I would have been like, oh my God, like.
Right. Like, you know, your turn's coming up.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, how exciting. Wow.
I'll send you a video. He did a great job.
You know, With Love girl. That is incredible. Our With Love crew was good, enthusiastic.
Good.
She just like seems like a lovely person. And
she does.
I loved it. I wonder what the Hilary Duff VIP is like.
I think she does perform some songs and like chats. I'm just going from what Jessie told me. She's like very chatty and like does a couple sound check type song things.
I'm looking at the packages now. I saw her holding someone's baby from a VIP,
my gosh,
which is
that's
so cute. I know.
I also loved that shirt she was wearing in the video you sent me. I think it was a Breathe In, Breathe Out. She had this great shirt on. But then I saw, I think in her show in Philly, she was wearing an Aaron Carter shirt. Did you see that?
Stop.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Like a baby Aaron shirt.
When she knew him, she did a Winnetka Bowling League t-shirt at ours. Her husband's band.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a Winnetka Bowling League shirt. I don't know.
She was wearing this like cool backless shirt though in the video. She obviously does changes.
Oh, yes, the silver like tinsely.
Yeah, that shirt, I was like, that shirt is awesome.
She looks insane.
I know.
Like her arms. I mean, the girl can rock.
Girl can rock. Well, these girls are losing their rockers. She can rock. I'm off my rocker.
She can rock and she's off her rocker. Well, thank you again to Ryan Cabrera. I can't believe we can say that. On the pod twice. We love catching up with him. So excited to be on the boy band cruise with all of our favorite crooners and kings of pop. So thanks, Ryan, for joining us again. And thank you all for listening. Make sure you're following us at When They Popped Pod on TikTok and Instagram for some fun clips of today's episode. And if you're not already, make sure you're following us over at Patreon because you'll get exclusive videos there of our interviews and episodes that are exclusive just to our Patreon subscribers.
Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.